How's it going, everybody? I just thought I'd make a quick episode here just to address a few things. My leave of absence mainly from doing this podcast. Um, I know I've been neglecting the podcast as of late, but I'm still interested in doing it. I'm absolutely positive. It's just right now with how things were going, it was still kind of work in progress, and I still needed to keep doing the work. And one of the things that I kept on getting approached was that the sound quality was not up to par. And one of the things that I was trying to address in this downtime was to figure out what I needed to do to improve on the sound quality on the video on no video on the podcast and see what can work. Hopefully by now this should be working as intended as I intended, and actually give me a little bit more of a way of sounding a lot better. And I know a lot of people have been asking if they wanted to help out with the podcast as well, like in terms of editing and stuff like that. But unfortunately, I've had experiences where many people have tried to hijack my podcast, because this is not the first podcast I've made. This is the fourth iteration of a podcast I've made, and I've had it hijacked right in front of me a few times and all this, and I just can't really trust anybody until they prove to me that they're not doing this to undermine what I'm trying to do either. So, and not just that, it's a lot of people are just are doing this kind of cold, or just throwing out the mute, just throwing me a DM and stuff like that. And I want to approach that by saying that I appreciate the effort. I appreciate you guys reaching out to me, but right now I kind of want to do this on my own. And then when we build I kind of want to build a community first and get to know the community a lot more before we can do stuff like this. Before we can start doing collaboration stuff like that. That way, I that way I don't have to feel very. I don't have to feel afraid of talking to people about helping me out and stuff like that. As of right now, I feel I don't feel comfortable just yet getting anybody else, and the only way I would feel more comfortable is if there is some sort of community effort to expand what we got. And I know that's a lot asking for the community, but I feel I know a few people, but I just need to know more about the people that want to help out as well. And that's really what I want right now. It's if anybody has anything they want to contribute in terms of if they want to contribute anything to the podcast, right now more than anything, contributing, telling people about the podcast, using the hashtag, and keep bringing that Cosmos and sending me stuff, anything that's on your mind about the podcast you want to get covered, or you want to participate in the conversations. That's perfectly fine. That's a really good way for me to get to know everybody personally. And in terms of what the plan is going forward, I plan on doing these podcasts. I'm planning on doing live recordings of these podcasts on Twitch soon. I won't say when. Maybe in the next couple of weeks, you'll be seeing a lot more streams happen on Twitch about it, where I'm just gonna post where I'm gonna do the raw version of it, and then do eventually put up the podcast a few days later. And I hope that with this, it will I hope this it also helps establish a little bit more of a community. When I do these podcasts, when we can actually get together and listen to what I'm doing and stuff like that. Eventually, like I said, I want to pull people from the community and eventually get them to help on the podcast, because I do okay by myself, but I'd rather have someone with me as well to help out. To have another voice. So if you want if you want to be that other voice as well, by all means, just speak up and talk about it. Participate, talk to me, do whatever you need to do. Get yourself to I can seem a little more warmer to you, and I'll gladly have you on the show as the second host. And if anybody wants to do a provisional thing for like right now, I'm also down with it because like I think too, it's just like I think little by little, one of the things we can start doing is just having like bits and pieces of the community start coming in as well. But like I said, if there's absolutely anything you want to contribute to the podcast, whether it's like a discussion topic or anything or like anything that's on your mind about the world of Saint Seiya or anything like that, by all means, please use the hashtag Keep Bringing That Cosmos on Twitter, and also like at me at Steve Cosmocast as well. And later on this week, and just follow us on the Twitter, and you will get more information about the when I do my live streams for the podcast as well. Hopefully, this will clear up a little bit what's been going on, a little bit more of my absence, and hopefully, too, this will clear up a lot why there's been a lot of radio silence for the podcast as well. I do hope that, like, in the future, we can build a community with this podcast, and hopefully, all of those people that wanted to help out can now get in to help out as well. So, with that said, I'm thanking you so much for listening to this really short, like, this really short, stream of conscious kind of thing, really, to just get something out there. I'll try to make an episode sometime this week, so expect at least 1 or 2 episodes before the end of the year, and then maybe we start going to a more regular schedule heading towards January. So with that said, I am Ramses, and with that said, keep burning that cosmos.